Dan kita ingin melihat kepada the morning after dan juga apakah pergerakan ke hadapan untuk melihat kepada bagaimana politik Sabah dan juga pilihan raya yang diadakan pada semalam akan memberikan satu dengan izinnya closure ataupun penutup kepada rakyat Sabah untuk memastikan bahawa segala harapan, segala keinginan yang mereka suarakan berkenaan dengan ekonomi, akses kepada pekerjaan, infrastruktur asas, semua ini dapat diselesaikan dan juga dapat bergerak ke hadapan untuk memastikan bahawa Sabah dapat bergerak ke hadapan. Kita bersama dengan pertama sekali tetamu kita pada pagi ini adalah Bridget Welsh, penyelidik kehormat Institut Penyelidikan Asia, Universiti Nottingham Malaysia, untuk membincangkan berkenaan dengan the way forward dan juga bagaimanakah rakyat di Sabah melihat kepada keputusan yang berlaku pada diumumkan pada lewat tengah malam semalam. Dan juga Bridget ketika ini berada di Sabah dan beliau telah lama berada di Sabah sekitar sebulan untuk melihat kepada situasi dan juga apakah yang berlaku di lapangan. Bridget, hi, good morning Bridget.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Bridget.
Morning already.
I think first of all, let's look at the situation. You mentioned during our phone call earlier that the situation is still developing in Sabah. Tell us more about that, and what can we expect next in the next few hours?
So over the last few hours, after the election results have come in, there has been contestation over who will become the chief minister. There are two different levels of discussion. The first involves the discussion within GRS, within the coalition in terms of the different parties, particularly between Bersatu, UMNO, PBS, and STAR. So there has been some intense negotiation. And then there's a second side of things, which is that Warisan has refused to concede defeat because they interpreting the Constitution and two articles of the Constitution, which believes that which involve that the largest party, not an alliance, the largest party is the one who can form and become the chief minister. So there are two articles in the Sabah Constitution. Article 6.3, which says that it has to be who can command the majority of the House, and Article 6.7, which has to be the largest party. Warisan won the most seats, 29 seats. So there's contestation, and people, so they are saying that they should be the one to be able to form the government. So we see a situation where there are different legal interpretations, and neither side is giving up. GRS is not an official alliance. So the parties are the ones that are within it, not necessarily. So PN, BN, two different other alliances, but GRS as an alliance is not official. So as a consequence, we're seeing continued intensification, conflict over who should have the right to form the government, given the closeness of the results yesterday.
Bridget, so could this mean that this, even after the election, even after the mandate from the people, this could drag on for a few more days? Do you foresee that?
Possible, but the negotiations are very intense. I think that there was a rehearsal for a swearing-in ceremony earlier this morning, and there's supposed to be discussion that there will be one held later this morning. But I think that what we're going to see is that it's not necessarily clear who will become the chief minister, and then whoever becomes the chief minister will likely have a legal challenge against that person because of the different interpretations in the Constitution. Unless there is some sort of significant change in terms of political loyalties. So one of the things that's being discussed is whether or not certain parties will join with other parties. And this is something that is evolving. So yes, a few days. It could be sooner if the negotiations work out. It could be later if there are renegotiations. So I think that it is something that is still, there is a lack of clarity in terms of the second step of who becomes the chief minister and whom within that will form the government.
And Bridget, you also mentioned that the GRS is not an official alliance. So what does that mean? Because I think during the election, we know that Barisan and also Bersatu came under this one umbrella and they moved forward. But does that mean that they will not be able to form a government because it's an unofficial alliance?
Well, it's not It's not official, right? So that because it's not legal, it cannot be actually. They cannot form the government as GRS. They can form the government as other entities that are legally registered. So, Pergerakan Nasional has 17 seats that are within it. So that and of course, UMNO also has a number of seats as well. So that that's not UMNO, it's BN is the way that it's being registered officially according to the official results. So GRS is not itself is not a legally entity, so that it itself as GRS cannot form the government, but other parties within it. But the problem that PN and BN face is that they are not the largest party. Warisan is the largest party. So there are two different conflicting elements within the Sabah Constitution. And Warisan is not conceding defeat because they know that they are the largest party, and by the Sabah Constitution, it's the largest party that should be able to form the government.
Okay.